We
Hello, am I audible? Hello. I hope I'm audible as well as visible to all of you. Can anyone confirm that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, good evening, everyone. My name is
Yes.
Shri Sharma. I am the community lead of Google Developer Student Club at Dronacharya College of Engineering for the year 2021 to 2022. I am a pre-final year student pursuing BTech in the IT field from Dronacharya College of Engineering. So, in today's session, we'll be covering one of the domain that will be a part of our upcoming hackathon named as Hacker Relay. The tracks for the same are already released on all of our social handles. The tracks are content creation, prototyping, and development. All the details regarding the hackathon will be announced soon in all of our social handles. So, for the same, you can follow us on all of our social handles. Coming back to today's session, in today's session, our mentor will be covering about technical content writing and without any further ado, let's welcome the mentor. Before that, let's place a short, quick quiz, and the winner of the quiz will get some stickers. So, are you guys excited for playing a short quiz beforehand? Show some excitement in the chat box, or you can unmute also. Just be mannerful. Don't use weird languages for the same. Are you guys excited?
No.
I think someone is not happy. Okay, so I'm sharing a link in the chat box. So, Isha, please share the link for the same. Great. So, please join this website. Either you can directly access the page through the link, or you can go to quizzes.com and enter this code. We'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes and then we'll start. Hurry up, guys. Okay, we'll wait for 1 minute more. There are around 50 people in the meet and only 26 are there. So, what are you waiting for? Just join in. Okay, so should we start? Say Y or N in the chat box, or should we wait? Should we start? Okay. Okay, so for those who joined just now, we have shared a link in the chat box. Go to this link, or you can enter the code that is showing on the screen, and we'll be starting a quiz, and the winner of the quiz will get some cool stickers, some cool laptop stickers in the end. ठीक है. Also, it will be great if you can use your real name in the meet also. Okay, let's start. Isha, are you guys ready? So these are some vocabulary related quiz. The question can be hard or difficult or easy as well. So, okay. I think it is a bit easy now for all of you. Is it boring or is it interesting? You can use chat box for the same. So there are only 10 questions and it will be great if you can participate in it. Okay, so we are halfway through. There are only 5 questions left. Last question. We are in the end. I think Abhishek and Mehul, one from the both, can win this. Okay, now let's see the winner for the same. Are you guys excited to see the winner? Okay, it is Abhishek Kumar. Abhishek, send me your email ID in the chat box, or you can DM me also. Abhishek Kumar, congratulations to all the participants, and congratulations, Abhishek Kumar, for winning the quiz. Now, coming back to the session, before that, did you guys enjoyed it? Matlab, the questions were hard or easy? You can share your feedback in the chat. You can use it as you want. We need to make this session as interactive as we can. So, okay. What about the rest?
No.
Great. Okay, so let's get back to the session now. Let's invite the mentor for today's session. She has worked with Z Media Corporation as a ML researcher. She has also worked as a technical writer at GeeksforGeeks. And last but not the least, she was a part of this very community, Google Developer Student Club, Dronacharya College of Engineering, as a core team member in the last year. So please welcome Ms. Prerna Mishra. Prerna.
Thank you, Shruti. Hi, everyone. And thank you for that lovely introduction, Shruti. So I'll just share my screen and let me know if it's visible. I guess it's visible now.
I think I can see a white screen. I'm not sure.
Okay, I guess it's loading. I think now it's pretty much visible. Uh,
Yeah, it is
the
visible.
presentation. Okay. So, hello, everyone. And congratulations to all the participants. And that was a great quiz indeed. I was watching you all playing throughout. So let me begin with a question. Okay, so how many of you here have a personal blog, or what is the last piece of content that you wrote? You can use the chat box and just let me know if you are writing, if you're into writing or something like that. Any one of you? Am I audible?
Guys, please make this session as interactive as possible. You can unmute also, but
There's
don't use
Saksham.
your
There's
languages.
Saksham. Elvish Yadav vlogs. Okay, I have not come across this vlog. Cosmic, can you please write down which kind of content do you write? Okay, I'm audible. Yeah. So I don't think we have many writers here, but I'm sure that you might be reading some books or, podcasts. So any of you who are into podcasts? I guess many of you are, you know, podcasts are quite, famous these days. Okay, podcasts are great. Okay, fine. So today we all have gathered here to understand the bits and pieces behind technical content writing. All right. And let me tell you, this is something which is having a very high demand in the industry. And to be honest, you can have a full time career in this field and earning six figures in a year. So it's that much a great field to be, working on. Moving ahead, let me present the agenda for today. First, we'll understand what is technical content writing and how is it different from the other content that you consume on a daily basis. Next, we'll see the types of technical content available in the market. Moving ahead, I'll present the various formats of technical content and the skills that you'll require while you're writing a technical article or a blog or a video. And then if you want to get hired as a technical content writer, how would you apply for jobs? And in the end, I'll share my experience at Geeks4Geeks while I was working as a technical content writer over there for 10 months. And then in the end, I'll have some piece of advice for all of you, as I suppose all of you are quite beginners in this field. So moving ahead, this is my LinkedIn profile, and I guess Shruti has said much about my experiences and my profile. So I'll just skip this part for now. So without further ado, putting the question straight, what is technical content from your perspective? What do you find technical content as? So you can use the chat box. Uh, okay, Abhishek, I didn't see your answer. Not into blog writing, but I love to write. Okay, just leave that question apart. Just answer the technical content. Have you ever come across any technical content in your entire life? Anybody? Content related to technology. Okay. Tech magazines. Good. And think, like, put your brains into work. You're using it on everyday basis. Come on, people. You're engineers. You're computer science engineers. You're every day reading technical content. and you're not using the chat box. That's quite surprising. Yeah, GFG, pretty much, close. So this is something that you all are, searching on the web on a regular basis. What is an IDE? How to code in Python, how to code, how to start web development or how to start Android development. And those of you who are in UI and UX designing, how to create a wireframes, or what is Figma, what is Adobe XD. And for those of you who are using your systems on a regular basis for playing games, that why your disk is always running on 100, why your disk is 100 on Windows 10 or Windows 8 operating systems, isn't it? So these are all the topics that you are searching on a regular basis. And this is what is technical content all about, right? And while you are searching for these kind of contents, you click on a link, and your brain just starts, filtering out that whether this particular content is to the point, or does it contain what I'm looking for. For example, you have on your screens that how do I completely install VS Code? So your eyes will be looking for steps, easy steps, like download and install VS Code, create a new file. So this is an example of, a traditional technical content that you all are feeding into yourselves on a regular basis. So let me summarize what is a technical content. Technical writing, includes a type of writing where the author writes about a particular technical subject that requires instruction and as well explanation. So almost every day you are surrounded by technical content in various forms. So let us see what are those various forms, what are those types. You know, there are, while I was searching, I found out that there are the technical content is basically broadly divided into three categories. The first one is the end user documentation. The second is the traditional technical content. And lastly, there is the technical marketing communication. So let me just expand all of these categories one by one. So the first one on your screens is the end user documentation. So end users are basically those who are looking for, the content which is to the point, right? They just want quick steps or quick actions in the form of, user manual, installation guides, and those how to content, how to articles, like how to code, as I was talking about earlier, how to code, or how to code in Python, or how to do this or how to do that. And as developers, as coders, we are on a constant basis searching these things on the internet regularly, right? So this stands for the end user documentation. The next type is the traditional type, which has existed for the previous decades, which is the software readme, the API documentation, the research papers. Now, these things are those which are not going to be updated in the coming decade or in the coming, century. If you have written a software, readme, you have created a software. So you're writing it for the users who will understand that, yeah, these are the bits and pieces of your software. And this is not going to be, to the point. This will be a lengthy document. It will contain explanation about anything and everything that you have included in that. For example, an API documentation, you're writing about everything which is included in it. For example, a research paper. In research paper, you are giving an introduction, then you are giving, what all kind of things are included in it. Then you give a conclusion. So this makes up for a, good 30 to 50 page document. So this kind of document comes, or this kind of technical content comes under the traditional category. And then moving on, the last type, that is the technical marketing communication type. So this kind of content, the technical marketing communication content, is basically used to serve the category of users who are into buying your products, your technical products. All right, so you are just going to please your audience using mere words. For example, it's a product pitch, or a case study, or the software specifications. When you are looking for buying a new mobile phone or a new laptop, the software specs that you look out. So those articles come under this category, that is technical marketing communication. All right. So moving ahead, I guess that you might have a misconception that content is something which is only written or which is in a text format. But let me correct you. Content or a piece of content can basically be molded into various formats. That is actually unimaginable. A piece of content can be a blog post, it can be a website content, it can be an ebook, for example. It can be a social media post, the reels, the short videos that you are scrolling on a regular basis. They can be videos, that is around a full length video, 15-minute video, 30-minute video, or it can be a podcast, it can be an email, a marketing email that you're sending out with your product pitch or product specifications. So these all are the formats of the content that you can create as a technical in the technical domain. All right. So अब ये समझ लिया कि राइट टाइप्स क्या है, फॉर्मेट क्या है, बट अब आपको लिखना भी है. तो लिखने से पहले you should know that what all are the skills or what all are the tools that you need to possess before you begin writing a technical article. So this is the writer's repertoire that I have, created. These are the skills that you should own, that I have been practicing since 4 years of my entire content writer journey. And the first skill that I'm going to present is to master a content editor. All right, you won't be writing your content in your diary while publishing it. You have to, write it somewhere on the internet or on the system. So there I've written a line on the screen, the three magical words: write, edit, edit. So again, a misconception that you just have to write. No, you have to write, then edit, and then again edit, and even more edits, which I haven't mentioned in this slide. So when writing content, you have to make sure that you edit your document not once or twice, but at least 5 times, which will build your road to perfection. So here are some popular tools which are used by many content writers, and I myself make use of them, which is Google Docs. Then you have Microsoft Word. Then surprisingly, you also have Canva. If you have Grammarly integrated with Canva, then it's a great way to write content over there. That it's really good platform to make use of. So these are the three editing softwares which you can use. Any one of them, you don't have to use all the three together as per se. So let's move on to the next skill. You must learn to research. Okay, on the internet, while you are looking out for ideas, for inspirations, people tend to just copy and paste content from others articles, right? So control C and control V can be used, but that can't be posted, that can't be published. All right, so just research. Research means read 2 or 3 articles or 5 to 10 articles before building up a concept or an idea about a particular topic that you are going to write about. All right, so this is a tool. I recently found out about it, and this is a really great tool. It's called Liner, and I use it for researching while I'm writing articles. So it's a great way, to actually highlight the relevant content available on the internet, which means if you are searching for a particular keyword, you might get about 100 results. But what Liner will do for you, it will actually sieve out or filter out all those relevant articles, all those relevant links which contain that relevant keyword which you are searching for. And it also has an interesting feature that while you are watching a YouTube video or while you are reading a particular article on the internet and you want to highlight a particular segment, so you can use this tool. It comes as a plugin. Just highlight that particular point, highlight that particular segment of a video, and you can just come back to it later and just see that, yeah, this was the point where I found out something while researching. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, so I don't think you are getting bored. Uh, okay. So people are not getting interested. I guess you should start writing first and then judge somebody else. You'll get to know how much it goes behind. So let's move on to the next skill that you need to. I won't call it a skill, but this is something that you should perform religiously while you are writing a technical content, and that is to be unique. Uh, Always check for the plagiarism in your articles. A plagiarism free article ranks higher in search results. Okay, this is a tip from an SEO specialist. I have also done SEO in my content writing career. So always see that your article does not have any plagiarism, and plagiarism might result in getting your website tagged as a fake website. So I have jotted down few tools which you can use, which are the dupli checker, the plagiarismchecker.com, the q text. Just search them out and just bookmark them or keep them as a plugin with yourself. So whenever you are writing any content or something, just use them to check whether you have any plagiarism in your articles or not. So once you are done, checking the plagiarism, just move on to the next step, that is proofreading. So adding a pinch of grammar, adding a pinch of vocabulary to your content is known as proofreading. And interestingly, this is an entire career. People build an entire career out of proofreading, and this is an entire industry of content writers who are proofreading content on the internet, and they get paid really well. So here are some popular tools you can add to your toolkit, which is Grammarly. I am sure many of you have heard about it. You might not have heard about Ginger, the Pro Writing Aid, WordPress Proofreading, White Smoke, and these are really great tools to correct your sentence structures and to add vocabulary in your content. So just make sure that you have them as a plugin. And the next part is adding colors to your content. Now, what do I mean by colors? Colors don't mean that you have to color the document. Basically, you have to add graphics. A good content in the 21st century is not plain text, but a text which has a lot of infographics, a text which has a lot of memes, a text which has a lot of GIFs. And why I'm stressing upon that? Because this kind of a content is getting widely popular as it resonates with a larger amount of the crowd, and it makes the content more digestible, more easier to understand. So if you want to add these graphics, just don't use the copyrighted content. These are the free tools which you can use to take graphics or infographics or GIFs for your content on the internet. So this is Shutterstock, Unsplash, Pixabay. I personally use Unsplash, but these six are really great tools to add content to your graphics to your content. So once you're done with the decoration, you need to show it to the prospective readers. And uh, how will you present your content to your readers? Do you have any idea? Okay, search engine optimization. That's an entirely different topic, Cosmic, and I shouldn't cover it under technical content because the whole idea of the session will get dismantled. So, how will you present your content to your readers? Do you have any idea? Abhay, just let me know. How would you present your content to your readers? Would you mail them by making them to see? But how will they see your content? Social media. Okay. Medium article. Yeah, that's close. Anybody else? Force them. You can't force people. Okay. Okay. So I'll just, show you. So when you're done writing your content, it's probably lying in your Google Docs or your Word file. So basically, you have to pick that content and put it on, give it to a publisher. A publisher is basically online publisher. You don't have to pay for that. Just publish your article, publish your content on YouTube, or just move on to these, tools, these softwares or these websites which are available online. That is Medium. You have GitHub. You have LinkedIn articles. You have Tumblr. You have Quora. You have Google sites. You have YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and there are plenty of other websites where you can publish your content. And personally, I have used Medium and GeeksforGeeks for publishing my articles. But before publishing, just make sure you keep the following things in mind. That is, your content must be easy to understand. It should be on point. It should be concise. It should be logical. It should be sensible. It should be practical. And last but not the least, it should be specific. That is, your article is moving towards a goal. It is helping the reader achieve some kind of goal for which he was or she was reading your article. It should not point to nowhere, right? So after learning all the nitty-gritties, let us see how can we get hired as a content writer out there. So for getting hired as a content writer, there are plenty of jobs available right now. As a content writer, technical content writer, proofreaders, you can find jobs on LinkedIn, on Glassdoor, on Intern, on Angel List. I have personally used LinkedIn and Intern, and they are really great for applying for a job. And so back in 2020, while I was just starting off as a technical content writer, I had got the amazing opportunity of working as an intern with GeeksforGeeks. So I'll just share my experience as a technical content writer at GeeksforGeeks. So this began around, I would say, August or September in 2020. So this is something which I would urge each one of you to apply for. There is no particular job description available as such that you have to be a third year graduate or second year graduate, or you have to meet some kind of requirements. What I had to do for applying to this role was I had to publish 2 articles on the platform to get selected for this role. And it was a stipend-based internship where I worked for around 10 months. And there were a pool of technical articles to write about. And in my, internship period, I wrote about 12 articles. And surprisingly, they have a very good policy that you don't have to be having a very good knowledge about a particular technical topic. You can actually, what you can do is just pick up the article or the topic that you want to write on and get a good knowledge about it. Spend at least a month or 15 days reading about it or just getting your hands into it. And then you can write an article about it. So this was a win-win situation where you can actually learn on the go and get an article published in your name as well. So during that internship, I expanded my knowledge in data science by writing around 12 articles. So if you will be applying for this internship, you'll also be getting a certificate, which I have put on the slide, which is signed by the founder of GeeksforGeeks himself. So anyone of you who wishes to apply for this role, do let me know. I'll just share the link and I'll share the articles which I had written for getting selected. So you can DM me on LinkedIn, Abhishek. Nitika, you're not audible. Okay, so Akash and Abhishek, I'll share the link. Just DM me on LinkedIn and I'll tell you how you can also apply for it. So moving towards the conclusion for today's session, here are some points that you have to keep in mind while you are writing any kind of technical content on the web. That is reading. Now, reading will give you a it will give you various perspectives that you can use to enhance your writing skills. You can even get ideas about the next article that you want to write, just by following some content writers on LinkedIn or industry specialists on LinkedIn. Then you should also understand the audience whom you are writing for. For example, if you are creating a video, so you won't be reading out or just writing some kind of content on a video. You might be putting some graphics or some people who are speaking out manually. Like, you will just not write it out in a video. And similarly, if you are putting forward a technical article which is in a text format, you won't be actually putting a conversation out there, because it has to be straightforward. It has to be something which is actually leading towards a definitive goal. All right. Then you should maintain a social presence, and you should post regularly, write content regularly. That will help you actually enhance your technical skills along with your writing skills. And then improve your grammar and vocabulary on the go. Just don't write it out, or just don't rely on the tools like Grammarly. You have to actually have a knowledge of the grammar that you're using, of the vocabulary that you're using. And surprisingly, people who have a larger bracket of vocabulary are uh, supposed to be really intelligent. So it's actually a win-win situation. If you have a greater store for vocabulary, you can become even more intelligent. And make sure to note down your ideas. You should have an idea pad. Just carry it with you everywhere, because ideas can strike at any moment of time. And it takes only one idea to bring about a change around you. So I hope you all got to learn a lot from today's session. And now you can shoot your questions in the chat box if you have any. And I'll hand over to Shruti. I'll just stop sharing my screen.
Okay, so that was a really interesting session. And if there are any doubts regarding content creation or technical content writing, then feel free to ask from Prerna. She has a really good experience in the same field. And there is also a reason because I'm saying it. There is a reason because these tech sessions are organized before the hackathon. Because if there are any kind of beginners who want to learn about these domains, who want to learn about prototyping, content creation, or development, so they can learn through these tech sessions. They have a window, they have a time window where they can learn, they can implement their learnings, and in the hackathon they can participate. That's why if you have any kind of doubts, any kind of question regarding technical content writing, content creation in general, you can ask her freely in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself. I'm sharing Prerna's LinkedIn handle in the chat box. You can check that out. And feel free to ask questions, guys. Make it more interactive rather than making it only one way.
I guess Akash has a question. He doesn't
Hello,
have much experience. Yeah, Akash, just go on.
hello, ma'am. I've written some articles, but they were not actually technical and were not related to the
Okay.
technology field. But recently, I've
Okay.
started writing articles on Medium on small topics like GitHub or API. But still, I face this struggle. Like I don't know how to start and what to put in the article. Like it should be more of code based. My like I don't know what kind of format should I follow. Should I
Okay.
start
Okay, I get your
in a
problem. Okay, I get your problem. Actually, I was also facing the same issue when I was while I was starting with content writing. So I'll just share my experience. When I was applying for Geeks content writing role, I wrote one article on what is a data science pipeline. Now, this is something which is very wordy, lengthy article which I wrote. And then I was out of ideas. Like, I didn't have any ideas, like what is the second article that I should be writing. I was not getting any ideas. But while I was surfing, while I was searching on the Geeks for Geeks itself, I found out there was a portal for writers. Now this is a trick, I must say, that they have a portal. They have they put on articles that they want writers to write. Okay, so they have various tags like medium level, beginner level, or they have tags like Python or machine learning or JavaScript, and you can just filter out from there that whatever things you know, or if you don't know, you can just go on those beginner level articles and just take the ideas from there, write it down, and then publish it on Geeks for Geeks. You can actually take ideas from there, and you don't actually have to know various things. Just put your hands into content writing, put your hands on LinkedIn. You'll find many content creators, technical content creators. What are they writing? Just keep an eye on that and just start duplicating that. you know just don't copy what they are writing. Duplicating the idea, duplicating the title of the article that they are writing, and try to write by yourself. You don't have to bring in बिल्कुल मतलब नए नए आइडियाज नहीं लाने आपको. जो ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग है उसी पे काम करना शुरू करो. So I hope this answers your question. You can write in the chat box, Akash. You're not audible.
There is another question in the chat box.
Okay, Gautam. Is it a prerequisite to have articles on GFG to be shortlisted? Yeah, that's a criteria that is set by them, that you must publish 2 articles at least. They'll ask you for those links, they'll ask you for your profile, they'll verify from their end, and then they'll give you the internship opportunity. Any more questions? I guess they've had their dose of content writing. Too much information altogether.
You can connect with Prerna on LinkedIn, and she is, if you are from Dronacharya College of Engineering, she is from my same class. So you can directly contact her on campus also.
Thank you,
So I
Shruti.
think it's our pleasure to have you in our session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a lovely audience, everybody.
And for all of you, I'm sharing our handles, all of our handles in the chat box. I'm sharing a feedback form also. So please fill this form. And especially for the first year students, your HOD has asked me to give this report to her. So you need to fill this form. Thank you, Prerna, once again for accepting the invite and for being a lovely mentor for this session. This was a very fun, interactive, and a very knowledgeable session for me too. There are many resources that you have shared in those PPTs. So surely it will help the audience as well. Thank you to all of the participant attendees who stick till the end. And yeah, let's connect in the next session. Thank you all. You can start leaving now. About the hackathon, we'll be releasing all the details on all of our social handles. So follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram, basically. Uh, those are the places where we are active. I'm sharing the Linktree link once again. You can connect with us. Okay, guys, you can start leaving now. Thank you so much.